I'll never mistake the way you give me my faith. My body feels safe in your hands. Feel me fully fade. I'm light as a fire that don't let me escape. The stars still remember they fall to our fate. I don't wanna wait. Every single part of me in flames. Tell me how it tastes. Let me be the harmony you crave.
Welcome back to MC Military Force. So this is Arsenal update number 21. And again, if you guys want to download the world, I'll leave a download link in the description. So one of the new things in the Arsenal, we finally got the Antonov and 22 Antei. And this is for Antonov Airlines. And yeah, I put this at Hostomel Airport, which I'll show you next later on. But yeah, this is like one of the aircrafts that was in the Battle of Hostomel. And then quite recently, the Russian Antonov An-22. One of them just like fell apart. It's on a test flight after repairs, and it was supposed to go to a museum or something. But yeah, it just broke apart in the air, and it just so happened to be the same time I was finishing up this build, so it's kind of a coincidence. So here is an update on Hostomel Airport, also known as Antonov. I did make the text for this much wider, so it should be more accurate. I mean, yeah, for the rest of the airport, I actually added the Soviet, the AA-60. This is a crash tender. And yeah, it's from the Soviet Union era, but apparently this was actually present in Hostomel still, but it's going to be way back over there. I still need to build like the firehouse and everything. And for the rest of the airport, you can see I put the An-22 right there. And actually am building another one right here. This one's kind of be like scrapped. So you can see it's missing the propellers, and they cut off a little bit of the wing edges. And I'm going to add in some more weathering to it, and you got that Soviet star. So there's actually going to be a third one right over here. So I do need to build a lot more aircraft in that. Another thing I did was start to add in the lines on the apron. You can see the taxiways right here, as well as I finished up this section that was on diagonal. Like, I don't know if it's 100% perfect, kind of screwy doing this on Google satellite view, trying to measure things, but at the same time make it a perfect diagonal, so 45 degrees. So yeah, this part is finally done. Look forward to more progress in the future. All right, so an update on Kyiv. This is Maidan, whatever you call it, the Independence Square. I still don't know how to say it. It's like Nezalezhnosti or something. But yeah, an improvement from the last time. I actually started like working on this hill right here. That's gonna have that flower clock. I kind of, finished the bare bones of the bridge. Still need to like work on the perfecting it. Just have it like a placeholder just to build it there. And yeah, we got all these cool flags right over there. And even inside this dome, you can see there's a little bit of like levels in there. But for this part over here, I actually just walled it all off, like blacked it out just with lapis. Just because if I did it like see-through, then you would see all these lines, and that would take a lot of work. And also it doesn't really look like the real thing, because the real thing's solid looking. Can't really see much inside. So I did add that. So yeah, it definitely looks a lot more vibrant with this lapis behind the glass. And then if we go over here, we've got a couple new Soviet/Russian, Ukrainian fire trucks and fire engines and tankers, fire tankers. I think this one's a tanker. It's like a ZIL 131, but the real designation for this is like the ATS-40. And there's actually another version of the ATS-40 where they're using this older ZIL 130, so you could see, this vent here, much more different from the grill. So I am making like a whole pack of these, Soviet fire trucks, because you'll see them still in Ukraine. There's like a YouTube channel called Odessa Rescue, and then he posts a lot of like videos filming them, so I got nice references. Also got the Kamaz one, so which Ukraine does use this as well. And then after that, we have another ZIL, but this one's like a ladder truck, so kind of like bare bones compared to like American fire trucks. But I'm glad to make it. Oh yeah, I also made this thing like yesterday. I finished it up last night. This is a latch gate, so it's to commemorate one of the medieval Kyiv city gates in the back in the day in the old times. This is a new construction, by the way, like 2001, I believe. Yeah, they put like this guy with a sword, and it's always like an angel. You count like that one over there. I feel like these two, they kind of complement each other. And they got the halo here in the back. So yeah, they're basically like angels. Another thing, I started working here on the side. Just a little bit of work on these buildings, but not that much. Also, I forgot to mention, we also have the Ukrainian National Police cars right over here. I think it's like a Toyota Prius, like that. So hopefully, if you're Ukrainian, guys can tell that's the police car. Then here's a different one. This is the Peugeot 301. And then over here, I think there's like two different SUVs. So we got that one. This one should be the Mitsubishi Outlander. And then the other one that's over here, this is going to be the Renault Duster SUV. So you can see that badge there in the middle. So that's what you can tell. Also, an update on these planes that are overhead in the aircraft. See, I did add in some more aircraft with the Mi-8 helicopters, and especially like the one here in the middle, or just have that flag hanging with the anchor down below. Full Ukrainian flag, and that's what they do in the actual parade, so I decided to add it because Mi-8s are pretty important. I also updated design on the Su-27 fighter jets. Before, the landing gear right here, the covers are still open, so now I closed it. And I also added an escort for Antonov An-225 Maria. So these fighters are just going to be flanking here on the side. And while we're at here, I can show you guys also I have a red square in Moscow. It's been a while since I last showed this off, so I don't think I showed this off before of the Lenin Mausoleum. Did a lot of work on that. So yeah, here is what it looks like so far. Really helpful to look at like 3D models of builds. There is no Lenin inside, it's just the outside. And behind that, they have the, the graveyard right there. I forgot what it's called. Yeah, here is how the square looks like so far. I wish I could like work a lot more on this, but it's really hard. And then overhead, I'm going to have the Russian Knights, flying these, I think it was like Su-35s or something. Yeah, they're going to have another formation. I'm going to have to make the MiGs for it as well. All right, so if we go back in the Arsenal world, we have a new section here called Fire. And this basically has all the Ukrainian, fire trucks, which I am still expanding the fleet. So this is the coolest one, the AA-60 MAZ 543. It's a Soviet airport crash tender. See in airports in post-Soviet countries, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Ukraine, Russia, they'll have that. And then next to that, here are the Zo trucks I was talking to you guys about. So if you guys want to have that at your disposal, they're here at the Arsenal. Just download the world. And also added the Ukrainian Leopard Machina mounted on a mass truck. I am also building another one with like one less axle, like the standard one in the future. Another new build, if we go down here, we have the Leopard 2R Raivaus, which means breacher in Finnish. So yeah, I think Finland, they donated like 6 of them to Ukraine. So it's in the Finnish livery with the camo. And, I got the plow lower down, which is some kind of like a Pearson plow. Like the same plow they use on the M1150 Assault Breacher. So it's just in green. Hopefully there's still one of these guys still around, but a lot of them were knocked out during the counteroffensive. All right, and then back over here, I got the Tupolev 2-141 Strizh drone. I think one of them like crashed in Croatia. But yeah, it's in Ukrainian service. And I also built the launcher for it, the SPU-141. So it is very, very big. I also have it if you want it horizontally like this crash truck. Hopefully that's how they transport it. Because I did find a video of it with the trailer, but I didn't see anything on it. So I don't know. I think that's pretty much how you transport it. And then here we have it angled, ready to fire. And just like the other drone, like the smaller one here, they have like this booster rocket that should be on the bottom right there. Yeah, right there. That comes out. That's only when it's like launching out and then it falls off or something. That comes this. All right, so another new build is the OH-1 Ninja. It's a helicopter from the Japan Ground Self-Defense Force. So here's how it looks like. It's a pretty interesting design. because it has that, the tail rotors inside the tail itself. So that's pretty modern looking. But yeah, it's actually like a scout helicopter used for reconnaissance. The Kawasaki built. That's what it looks like. We also got some new radar systems. So right over here, we have the 1L22 Parol 4. It's a Soviet IFF radar. And basically, you're going to pair this up with something like the P-18 radar. This is the Terek. And basically, what this guy does makes it identify friend or foe systems. So they're checking that to make sure they're not shooting down, friendly aircraft and shoot down the only enemy. I'm not aware of the specifics, but I believe that's how it works. And we got that radar dish for it sideways as well. And it is mounted on a RAL. This is the old version, the 375D. Then the P-18, that's mounted on a newer Ural truck. And the native reporting name is Spoon Rusty, which I don't know, it's kind of a weird name. It also has these anchors going down right there on the side. I also made a new section just for the Zu-23. So yeah, this is this famous Soviet anti-aircraft gun. And yeah, they would just sit on these seats right there. They fire anti-aircraft rounds like that. So I do have it. And you can put this like outside, like a air base or something, get some air defense. And also have this one, it's mounted on an MTLB, so have that variation. Which is actually, this is quite a common vehicle. You'll see this both Russia and Ukraine. So it's supposed to be Ukrainian, and this one's going to be Russian. But honestly, they're kind of like the same thing. Just the marking's a little bit different. And then we have this one. It's in trailer mode, so it's like horizontal like that, just so you can put it at the back. Something like a Humvee. I did see in a video, so that's one way to transport it. And then I did bring out the other Zu-23 versions, like the Kamaz here, and the Gaz-66, and the Shilka that has 4 of those anti-aircraft guns. So another new build is the 2S5 Giatsint-S. This is a Soviet 152mm howitzer, again used by Russia and Ukraine, both sides. And I do have this one firing out, and they lowered the ramp for stability, and the gun is angled upwards, and they also have like this what do you call it, the gun anchor in travel lock. Yeah, that's what it's called, the travel lock anchor. I didn't really think it was that important, but you actually will see quite a lot of these. Do also have the other version of the Giatsint. This one is the Giatsint-B, the 2A36. So this is the towed field gun version of it. And yeah, this looks pretty cool. You also see this a lot. It has a massive gun. 152mm again, and here I have it in transport mode, being pulled by a crash truck. And then another new build is the MiG-29. This is the 56 Blue, part of the 204th Tactical Aviation Brigade, Armed Forces of Ukraine, the Air Force, and it's in the special livery. It's like this blue and yellow, like a pseudo-Ukrainian Falcons, but it's not for the aerobatic team. But yeah, it's really iconic. And at one point, it was flown by Karaya. And then a brief update on Kubinka Tank Museum. So basically, it added some trees in the front and changed up the logo so it's in the ground. So it basically added some new vehicles, like I put the S400 outside here, and updated design of like the Kamaz trucks, and adding all the other trucks that have added into the arsenal. No, with the updated bugs. We also got a tour and all the other vehicles. And also outside of the warehouses, I've added like English translation underneath the Russian, so you guys can actually read what it says without translating it. Also on the outside of the museum, I did add in the Hedgehog tank outside here in the BM-21. The Grad with the Cub Cage armor. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this update. So hope you guys enjoy the video. And if you guys want to download these maps, again, they are for Java and Bedrock. On my Patreon, I'll leave a download link in the description down below. And thanks to everyone who became a patron, because you help support this channel. But anyways, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.